Hello everyone, this is Robin with Robin's Creation. Today is June 1st of 2021 and the announcement of the discounted products in the mini catalog came out, as well as a reminder of the discontinuing items. So today I want to highlight some of the bundles that will be continuing into the new catalog but will no longer be available at the bundled price. So I know that gets a little confusing when you look at the list and you see the retiring, but there's a little asterisk and a description underneath showing that it just won't be available as the bundle. So let me highlight some of those for you, and then I have a highlighted bundle that is retiring for good. That's kind of sad because I think it's beautiful, but I'm a hobbyist, so I will continue to use it for a while in some of my cards I make for my family and friends. So let me switch to the screen below where you can see the tabletop. Okay, and this is the mini catalog. So the first bundle I want to share with you is the art gallery bundle. Oops, gave you a sneak peek of my cards. This is the bundle, this is the stamp set, and this is the dies. This is a two-step stamp set, meaning you can do a light color and then a dark color to make it, I don't know, more beautiful. And then it has these two, and this is a two-step that can go on this one. This are the leaves, and I think that's just a flower on its own that you can stamp with it, but look at all the sentiments that come in this stamp set. So not only is it beautiful, but it covers many occasions in your life. So let me share some cards I just recently created using this bundle. So this uses the gold gilding leaves that I think they're still on back order. You'll just need one bottle of that and it's going to last a long time because I have used it and it seems like it just keeps building. So be ready to pour those in a separate container once you open the bottle because they just grow. So again, I used the stamp set and just created my own background here. And then I stamped this, and here's the tip for this flower. So stamp it once in your green color for your leaves and stem, and then stamp another one, another die cut with the flower color that you want. Okay, and then you just trim off, cut off the flower part, and then adhere it to your green one, or vice versa. And then you don't have to worry about trying to ink one part and then inking another. Just create the two, do them together, and it'll save you some time. So there's that card. This card uses that little flower as well. And I use the stencils that we have. Basic, I think, patterns stencils here, and just did that in yellow with the blending brush. I have one more card. If I run into it as we go, I will show you this. Alright. And that was on, I forgot to share what page it was on. It was on page 34. If you have a mini catalog, you can follow along. Kind of shows everything you get with the bundle and some other examples. Alright, the next bundle I want to share is right across from it. It's the mini messages bundle. So let me show that. So here's the stamp set. Here is the die. It is one single die and one stamp set. So I think it's in my Stamparatus already because I wanted to show you a trick on it. But look at all the labels. So these are extras that I cut, and I just threw them in here so that if I needed one already stamped, I could pick through those. So that's a way to keep all the extras. So let me get my Stamparatus. It's under my table. Lost the label. Alright, so this is, there, you can see that pretty good. So these are all the labels that it creates, and I don't know if you can see, but many have stitching, some have a bevel in them, there's stars and stuff as well, but I love all kinds of labels, and don't think you can just use this with the mini messages set. Any stamp set you have, you could create a whole, just a blank piece of paper, run this through, have these dies, labels ready to go with other stamp sets that you may have in your collection. So let me share a tip with you on the stamp set. So I created this so that I could Alright, here's how I line it up. So there's some little stars, there's the sentiments themselves, so you can kind of make sure you have that all lined up, and then I just carefully flip it over, trying not to move it, lay that down, and pick that up. Now I know if I have a sheet of paper at least this wide and this long, it will fit, and I like leaving it off a little bit to the side so I get a great clean image. You could also put a little shim underneath if you want to raise it up. So again, you could ink this, stamp it, die cut it, and when you die cut it, line up the little stars. That helps you line up all the labels, and you'll get a whole bunch of messages to add to your cards. Now let's say, you know what, I don't want all these, I just want this one. So here's what I would do. We'll pretend like I got that in the right spot. Doesn't matter. I would just get a scrap sheet of paper, and let's see if I have one. Of course not. So we're going to use, we'll use these dimensionals that I have as my sample sheet of scrap paper. So if I want this one, be strong, be strong, be brave, you've got this. Whoops. Okay, that didn't happen. I would just stick that piece of scrap paper, and obviously I would probably use one a little smaller, stick it there, use a Stampin' Spot to ink up that, stamp it, and then you can run just your sheet of paper through that stamped die. Put it just under that die and run it through your Stampin' Emboss machine. So you can just get one or so. Alright, so if this one is on your list, I would get it while it is at a bundled price of 10% off. It again is staying in the catalog, so it will be available for purchase. And just so you know, if you've seen in the new catalog, there is another stamp set that coordinates with the die with different sentiments. So you could add that, and then you would have two. Alright, so that is the Mini Messages bundle on page 35 of the mini catalog. Okay, another bundle I want to share is on page 39, just a few over, and it's the Simply Succulents bundle. It is at a discounted 10% off because it's a bundle. This month is continuing into the annual catalog, and but it will not have the bundled price. So several things I like about the set. One are the succulents. I like the sentiments. Love the pot. You could use the pot with other flowers you have. But look at these labels. It comes with 4 beautiful labels. And I can't remember if I shared the tip, but one thing I do with my dies is I write how many dies are in this set on the card board that these come in, so that when I go to put them up, I can quickly count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 12, and the 13th one is this big die. He's a Mambo Jumbo in there somewhere. There he is. Okay, and I love this die. It makes a great stencil. You can also make a beautiful background of any color you want. So you just have to remember that when you go to count. I guess you could put it up front, but I just like to keep it in between. I'll put that up later. So let me show you a card I did with it. Here is one card I did with the stamp set, and I used the dies to help cut those images out. And I had made a card using the big one, this one, as a stencil, but I must have sent it out because I looked and looked for it before I did this video, and I could not find it. So my guess is I've already sent that one out. Okay, the last bundle I want to share is on page 45. It's the In Bloom bundle. And here is the bundle, here is the stamp set, and here are the dies. These dies don't particularly cut out these images. They pretty much just stand alone. I don't think they do. I haven't found one that matches. So, but each of these are pierced, and look how many you get. There are 25 dies in this set, including a great little label. A lot of them are double, so you can crank a bunch of them out at one time, so you don't have to do little flowers over and over. You can get to put those down at the same time. Alright, so let me share cards I made with that one. So here is a card, and I used just the die set mainly. I did use the stamp for the sentiment, but this is what you can do with just the dies. And if you see this, that is the Stitch with Whimsy. Let me reach out here and get it. So these are some dies that were not a part of any bundle, and I almost missed them, but they're still available in the new catalog as well, so if you'd like to add these. But I just really like the detail it gives to the cards. It's all in the details, right? That's what people say. So don't miss those. It's Stitched with Whimsy. Okay, and then the second card I made, I'm highlighting mainly the stamps themselves. So I did use the new in colors that are in the new catalog, all except Pale Papaya. I did So Saffron there. So these highlights the stamp set. I did include one die of the vine in the Evening Evergreen. I think it's a beautiful color. And that's also the color I used in the middle of the flowers. Okay, so if this one is on your list, get it now while you can get 10% savings and get the stamps and the dies. Again, they'll be available for individual purchase in the new catalog coming up. Okay, the last thing I want to share, I think I said that last time, but I meant the last of the bundles that are continuing. This is a bundle that's retiring for good, and I think it's beautiful. I think people overlooked it. So it's on page 62. It's called Vine Design. And so here is the stamp set, and here are the dies. And look at these, how beautiful they are. Well, you can see that one. Let me dig out the other two. So here's the rectangle, the oval, and then there's a bunch of teeny, this is the label die in here. Okay, so I'll put this on top of the stamp set for now. These make beautiful stencils, so I'm going to show you a card I did with those. But they also make great highlights. You can see in this card uses a background. And one thing is all these little flowers and stuff, they fit in, like this little 4 flower fits there, and then this flower fits there. So you can die cut those and then stick them under the die. And that's all you have to do for that. Let me show you some cards I made. So see, this shows I used the rectangle one, die cut some yellow flowers with the dies, and just stuck it under there with some rhinestones, stamped the sentiment, cut it out, and simple card. Okay, here are cards I did using it as a stencil, and the lady that does videos in Australia, I don't remember her name, but she shared this technique, actually this design, this style of card, and I wanted to recreate it, and I thought it was just beautiful. So you cut out this circle one as a die. You could use any of them, but in this case we used a circle, and I held it here, took a blending brush and just went over the top, moved it around, did all that, finished it out by just adding some blue where the white was with the blending brush, and this is what it created. So then I didn't want you could keep it as a stencil, but I thought it was beautiful, like it was kind of the ombre look, so I wanted to turn it into a card. So that's what I did here. Alright, so that is all I have to share. Again, this one is not continuing in the new catalog, so it is retiring for good. So if you like this one, and I'm a hobbyist as well as a demonstrator, so I'll probably keep it around to create cards for my friends and family. So I hope you've enjoyed this video. I will share links to the list and links to my blog where you can see other creations I've made. I will not be doing a May paper pumpkin. Our group, we decided to skip this month, and we're going to do a old retired kit that I had in my stash that I never got around to doing a class for. It's the let's see, Perennial Birthday Project Kit. So I will share some alternates I've made with this on my blog in case you have this sitting around in your collection and need to finish it up. And I've turned one of each of the cards into 11 cards already. So you could get a total of 44 cards versus the 16 if you need that many. I usually don't turn them all into alternates, I just do a few. So anyway, that's what I will be highlighting on my blog next. So thanks for coming by. Again, if you're new to my channel, I'd really appreciate if you would subscribe. And I hope you've enjoyed this video. Thanks so much.